Sorry about that. We had to film a little bit of the tower because my dailies. My father texts me every day. What's going on? Took your goal. I need space that. I'm 32. I'm 32. Oh, nice. Let's see this. Hell yeah. Ooh, 10. I should try to upgrade it a little bit. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Cash is, of course, the first one. 300s. And guess what? I think we're done. Wait a second. Are we done? There's no way. I think we're done. Save a ball. Claim. Great sale. 45 hours until the next one, so that's 2 days. Okay, so how much cash do we have? We don't have that much, right? Hey, contest. It has a really good drop rate. Really good drop rate. I was surprised that I did get it on the first try. Yeah, it has a really good drop rate. 50. She can win. Ugh, I have to do it after, because now we have the sunshine. It's perfect. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm choosing the sunshine. Wait a second. Okay, that's 4,500. We're gonna be good. I'm not able to get it, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try, guys. I'm gonna try. You should have asked my father, because otherwise he's gonna get worried. I don't know why he's texting me so much. Occupé. Désolé. Occupé, désolé. Busy, bro. No problems. Wow, Kingdom Hearts. Wow, Kingdom Hearts. How much did I have to before we do something? All of us is to hold me. Whatever, nothing, nothing hold me. And the reason is fine. Regardless, the warning, the future doesn't scare me at all. Ooh, oh. Nothing like before. Hold me. Whatever, nothing, nothing hold me when the future is us, or regardless the warnings. The future doesn't scare me at all. Whoa. Okay, so what is the last time we did something? This actually did pretty good. 104. Shield, sword. 3 hours. So we have to upload the sword because this is the only. I don't want to be on TikTok today. I don't want to be on YouTube today. So I'm gonna be uploading on only YouTube, but it's videos that are super fucking long, right? Okay, we can do that. No, definitely. Definitely. 5. It will be perfect. 6. 6. I don't care. I don't know. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. If you're doing well, having a wonderful day on this hearsay. 1st February 2025. It goes so fast. Today we're talking about. We're actually doing a shout out, right? We're doing a shout out to It's funny. It's a fucking long story. I'm gonna make it short, right? So okay, let's make it too big, right? Don't need to see that much, do you? I want to shout out to Suggested Gaming. So lately on my TikTok, there's been a lot of Kingdom Hearts. I don't know why, but a lot of it has been. There's been a lot of Kingdom Hearts, right? And on YouTube today, I'm being suggested this 6 hours video of Suggested Gaming Kingdom Hearts the complete story so far. What you need to know. So anybody that can do a freaking 6 hours video on a game or a series in the Kingdom Hearts deserve a shout out. And yo, I know 6 hours is a lot, but trust me. You think Dark Souls complicated? The Kingdom Hearts universe is even more complicated. It's quite confusing. So I haven't watched the video. I don't know if the video is good. I want to shout out because Kingdom Hearts is very still alive. I'm gonna be honest and say I kind of on Separation of Kingdom Hearts. Even though we have a tattoo, Separation of Kingdom Hearts was the 3rd game. Like I waited 13 years for this. It's bullshit, right? Sorry, but yeah. So that's pretty much a shout out. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Kingdom Hearts song. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the commentary show. Ooh, we changed place. That's nice. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hope you guys are having a good evening, morning, afternoon. As you can tell us, I can tell is a early morning for us. Today we're talking about, of course, Kingdom Hearts, right? Talking about this is gonna be a long video. I'm nervous because I'm afraid I'm gonna be looking like a punk in this video. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about Kingdom Hearts and all the complexity of it. But before that, it's gonna be a long video. So if you don't like long videos, it's possibly not for you. And if you need convincing, I'm gonna be listening a little bit of this one. My favorite opening of Kingdom Hearts. So you and I melts away ahead, and I raw. Actually, wait, my sanctuary. The 90s kid in me. I'm a 90s kid. I'm a 90s kid, so I have to. I don't want to get copyrighted because again, it's a cool video. I think I'm gonna go with simple clean. A bit more, right? A bit more, huh? Way that can make me feel tonight is all that I did go. Hold me whenever nothing I say hold me. It is even of all. Regardless the warning, the future doesn't scare me at all. Oh, nothing like before hold me. Ah, this song, bro. With this song and this song, and a lot of people kind of forget about the one song, right? Because it's technically not an opening. So we're gonna go. I think I'm gonna have to go with yeah, yeah, bro, bro. Yeah, 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 baby, yeah. Yeah, this is why I'm nervous. This is such an important thing to me. We're gonna be trying, at least, at the very least, hoping that we can manage somehow to do something similar or akin to a nice little video that does an homage to Kingdom Hearts. Um, and for very simple reason, I love Kingdom Hearts. I have this really big place in my heart for Kingdom Hearts. Again, I have a fucking tattoo of a heartless, in case you didn't know. Right? Kingdom Heart is possibly my biggest, and I mean this with all sincerity, my biggest love story of gaming. But Kingdom Hearts is also my biggest hate story from gaming, right? We're gonna go in. I'm sorry for the lighting, and I can do nothing about it. I can do nothing about it. I can cover this shit up with fucking journal, newspaper. What you want me to do? I don't think so. So I'm gonna get, to the thing that I love about Kingdom Hearts. First of all, I think, it's. Oh, I don't have any water left. Come on, little drop of the water. There you go. That's my boy. A bit more better than nothing, right? I'm gonna start by telling you guys how I met, how I fell in love with Kingdom Hearts. How I understood, who introduced me to Kingdom Hearts? Sorry, we're French, so it's very hard for us to talk. I'm trying to move it a little bit that way you don't get as much of the lighting. And I still want to go break the change to love that game to be showing, because again, it's a game that I love. So Kingdom Hearts was introduced to me at a very, very young age. I had this extremely extremely complex relationship. Extremely complex relationship with gaming. I was a gamer. I love video games. I love, 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 love video games. But the games that were in French were very rare. I think the only game that I was able to play in French were possibly Ratchet and Clank. I played the first time I played Kingdom Hearts was in English. And I didn't understand the story. I didn't understand shit about the story, but I loved it. The graphic, I loved it. Yeah. And I had this. I was a kid. I was 6, 7 years old. I don't remember. And I had this almost nanny, and she used to come. Nadia, really cool chick, really pretty too. I think I had a crush on her. When I say I think, I'm pretty sure I had. And she showed me the game of Kingdom Hearts. Right? It's a nice story. It's a nice thing in the sense of we're playing a game and we're having fun, and it's a really good time. And she had the habit of bringing games, and she started bringing me those Final Fantasy. And the reason why I love Nadia so much is because she speaks French, she speaks English. And she was telling me the story behind the game that I like, right? And then she showed me this game, and this game had fucking Donald and Goofy. Now, I may not have spoken English, but I was born in the 90s. Donald and Goofy were pretty much people that I knew, or people I was aware of at least. Holy shit, wait, it's Donald and Goofy, right? Then you had Mickey, right? So of course I was in that. I had a love story with Final Fantasy, because in my mind it was already the best, it was the best RPG ever. Why? Well, see, the thing, it's complicated. So, the best RPG ever at that time. So we're talking about, we're very time sensitive. Very time sensitive in the sense of the age I was, the era I was in. So my favorite RPG would have definitely been Pokemon Silver. With Pokemon Silver, if you know the game, you go to the first gym, no problem. Go to the second gym, no problem. Second gym, they introduce the TM, or the HM, sorry, the HM, which is cut. You need to equip your Pokemon with cut to cut the tree and move forward. Little Ink does not know that, so Little Ink thinks the game is blocked there. Thinks there's a lag. Doesn't understand how to get forward. You know there's a tree and you need to cut it. Doesn't know how to cut it. So he talks to every villager. They give him item. They give him a Pokeball here, an acorn there. Bullshit, right? But he doesn't get how. So what Inky does, little Inky, is he restart the game, and he restart the game, and he restart the game, and he restart the game, right? And then I found another game itself. And the thing with Final Fantasy, it doesn't matter if you listen to the story, you just have to go to the next city. So in some cases, you had 2 cities, right? One city to rest, to buy a weapon, go to the inn, a sort of in between. It's sort of like a in between arcs, or acts, if you want to call it. And there's also dungeon. In the dungeon, you realize that okay, well those guys are fucking you up. There's probably something else to do, right? and you go to the shop, and the shop you don't remember the name, you don't understand the name, but you know there's a little word, and you see the caption. Like, okay, well, does that make me stronger? Yes, the numbers, French and English are the same. They make me stronger. Fantasy was very linear, right? Um, that's why I love Final Fantasy. And then she brought me this Kingdom Heart, and Kingdom Heart, I'm gonna be honest and say Kingdom Heart is actually really, really, really hard to explain. When you look at a lot of the Final Fantasy graphics and cutscene, it's amazing. But Kingdom Hearts on PS2 was an extremely beautiful game. I remember seeing Sora in his goofy fucking shoes, and I think the game is so beautiful. It was also I know it's gonna be hard to believe, but this is also the very first main team or opening team that I've ever listened to. I really love it. See, that is technically true. Technically not true. Technically not true. The first game that I really, really learned it was Ocarina of Time. Okay? The great team, the Hyrule Field. But I did say this story before. Until the age of 14, 15, I was afraid of Go McQueen. The first boss in Ocarina of Time. Once again, we had a game where I couldn't play it, right? Versus a game like Kingdom Hearts where I could play the whole thing, right? And then you see the main team, which is simple and clean. And like, holy shit, this is so cool. This is so fucking cool. And it's funny because you understand that the first game of Kingdom Hearts is huge, right? But in the opening team, you see 5 characters. Maybe six. You see Donald, you see Goofy, you possibly see Kimmy, I don't remember. You see 2 other characters. You see Kairi and Riku. Doesn't matter where you go, those are the characters, right? I fell in love with also with Kingdom Hearts for multiple reasons. One of those reasons was one of the first game, not the one of the first game that I ever played was either Super Mario 64 or Mario Kart 64. I'm pretty sure it was Mario Kart though. And sorry, if you go into Super Mario 64, it was a bunch of new worlds. The problem with Mario 64 was those worlds were very small, right? There was a couple of maps. Versus Kingdom Hearts where you had those whole world. There was some whole Heartless that were there. The whole Heartless that were there, you had to fight them, and you moved to another world. And there's new Heartless, right? There was villain, there was story. The story of the Disney characters. I was born in the 90s. I was born with these characters. I remember seeing on VHS the Hercules. I remember seeing on VHS Tarzan. I remember seeing on VHS Alice in Wonderland, and that didn't give a fuck about it, right? I remember seeing Beauty and the Beast and not giving a fuck about it. I never saw Nightmare Before Halloween before I was in my teens. You know why what I just said is very important? Oh, let's not forget the Aladdin. I remember watching Aladdin and falling in love with Aladdin in the world. I even remember watching Little Mermaid, my first crush. My very first crush. Right? You know why this is so important? Those movies are so important. Oh, if you know your shit. Only if you know your shit, right? If you don't know, it's okay. But if you do know your shit, you kind of understand that. I'm just saying. If I was to categorize this, if I was to give it a title of some sort, I would possibly call it every single world of the first Kingdom Hearts. Right? And yeah, that's pretty much it. So Kingdom Hearts was a game where every single movie I cared about, you know. I didn't care about Alice in Wonderland, but once again, it wasn't because it was boring. In the game you would play. And the game Alice in Wonderland was actually pretty cool. And the game Alice in Wonderland was See, you take a game I was talking about Ocarina of Time. I'm gonna go retro gaming, right? I'm gonna go retro gaming. Think about Ocarina of Time, and you think about the childhood saga, which is fantastic. You think about the Deku Tree, the Goron Cave. You think about the think about whom? Think about the Zora, the Jabu Jabu. It's not Jabu Jabu. You think about the Forest Temple, which is really fun. Think about the inside the Mountain of Death, which is really cool. You see the Water Temple, you don't like it. See the Shadow Temple, which is probably one of the best designed temple in Ocarina of Time. Then you see a beautiful finish with the Temple of Time. Or the Temple of Time, but the Temple of I never met spirits. Spirits, yeah, that's the one. That is the one for sure, 100%. And between those, you have the Water Temple with fucking bullshit. And I hate it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the rest of the game is amazing. As in Wonderland, worst case you didn't like the world. There's a billion more world. And the best thing about Kingdom Hearts is you would go all the way to Hollow Bastion, which was the Twilight Town, if you know your shit, right? And if you know your shit, you're actually pretty good. And the beauty of Kingdom Hearts, and I'm gonna go, it's gonna be a long video, I'm telling you, I told you before, you didn't listen, now you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay for that. The Hollow Bastion, once you finish with the Hollow Bastion, which is where you see Maleficent, Hollow Bastion was really special because Hollow Bastion was, so Kingdom Hearts, what I did say was where I was going with Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts was a mixture between Final Fantasy, RPG elements, Final Fantasy characters, we're talking about Leon, we're talking about Yuffie, we're talking about Iris, we're talking about Sid. This is something I did like though, this was something I did like. In Twilight Town, all of the characters you see are from freaking Final Fantasy 7. And I do love Final Fantasy 7. No, that's not true. You have Leon from Final Fantasy 8, which is Qual. What I don't like about this is if it wasn't for Cloud being the eternal enemy of Sephiroth, Cloud would have been in the Twilight Town. Cloud is indeed in the world of Hercule as a fighter, and it's actually really cool. I played all Final Fantasy. The first one I didn't really like, the second one I did really like, the third one I loved. Then again, it took me how many years to learn the main character names? Fun fact. In the original version, there's no name. It's not Lunette, not Ark. There's no name. They're Onion Knights. Okay. I feel like playing it, appreciate it. We have so many games. Plus 497 updates. So we'll be finishing Death Stranding, we'll be finishing Dark Souls, we'll be finishing Metaphor with Fantasio. We'll be finishing. I don't know. I'm gonna make a video about Metaphor with Fantasio after. I have a good idea for a video. The thing. Now I completely yes, okay. Final Fantasy. I wanted to see people like Cecile. I love Cecile. I love Kane. I think the Forge is a very beautiful game. What are those characters? You never heard of them. Fawn, which actually comes later on. But with Kingdom Hearts, you only had a 7 from the 8 characters. And I didn't like that because there were so many more characters, right? And it's funny because that's not true, because on Destiny Island you see Waka Waka, which is Final Fantasy X, right? I never played the Final Fantasy X. How crazy is that? I have every single game downloaded from Final Fantasy X to the 15. I don't have the 16. Like, I have every single Final Fantasy. I have a lot of games. I'm sorry, I know it's about so. So with the Kingdom Hearts, what ended up happening is I played the game and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with it, and it's such a beautiful game. And once again, Maleficent, which is possibly the worst hero, right? And it was a beautiful game. Kingdom Hearts was such a complete game with Xehanort as the villain and Riku kind of falling. And you, as a kid, I didn't like Riku, but then you grew up and you understand Riku the way he was doing. He was like, Sora gave up on fighting Kylie. He doesn't care. He has his new friend. He doesn't need us. See, Riku, and that's we're going really in deep. Because technically speaking, it sucks to say, but all of those characters are meaningless, right? The meaningful characters are Riku, Kylie, they're all Goofy, and possibly Mickey. Mickey yes and no, because Mickey come back and forth. Mickey is gonna be in the game for a while, then he's gonna leave the game for a while, then he's gonna come back, right? In the first game. So in the second game, we're gonna be talking about other characters, right? It's a long video. I'm telling you. But the second characters, so with Riku finds Sora and say, "Oh shit, I found Sora," and then Sora made a new friend, and Riku wants to be the friend of Sora, but Riku doesn't really understand that Sora has been looking for Kylie also, but Sora has a bigger mission, right? So Sora has to choose between saving the world or saving his two friends, and he chooses saving the world, which is the better, right? Solving is in French. Saving, sorry. But then Riku's like, okay, well, I don't have, and then you see Sora being so powerful. And then Riku, once again, the problem with Riku is Sora needs the Keyblade to attack is Heartless, right? Mickey has a Keyblade, which is weird because Mickey having a Keyblade it's such an important factor, such an important detail that people disregard. Then we have Riku Blade at first, and it's not really a Keyblade. I wouldn't call it a Keyblade. Yes, Keyblade later on, but I wouldn't call it further to have a Keyblade. And it's his only way of killing Heartless, and then he trusts Foundation Trust, which is Maleficent, which kind of uses Riku. And then you got Ansem that promised him that, yo, we're gonna save Kylie. I will find you every single way to find Kylie. I will help you find her. Ansem is also looking for Kylie. So you end up understanding that the reason why Ansem is looking for Kylie is because Kylie is a Princess of Light. So there's 7 Princesses of Light, which kind of the plot. So the 7 Princesses of Light are the key to open up the door of darkness, right? So Ansem and Maleficent are looking for the Princess of Heart to open up the door of darkness. Door of Darkness, which is the world of Heartless, and Heartless are people that you see Maleficent actually controlling, so she can control them, but Ansem has a bigger part. Ansem wants the power. Ansem is complicated. Ansem is complicated in the sense of, at the very end, you kind of want to become a Heartless. He kind of wants to become one, so you know that the power is there, right? And it's funny because we're going to go way forward. We're going to go way forward in time, and it's going to make so much sense. And once again, it really takes a brilliant mind. It really takes you a lot of knowledge of the lore to go in, right? So I'm gonna spoil that right away. You have a character later on in the Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 called the Xehanort, and Xehanort is the ultimate bad guy, right? He's an old man, so you meet him in Bird by Sleep, right? And then what is the beautiful thing about that is this guy also wants the Door to Darkness, but he wants to find the X Keyblade because he knows that's the best weapon. And Xehanort, he's talking to the master of the Keyblade. So it's complicated. There's gonna be some other characters. There'll be Terra, Aqua, and Ventus. Keep those name in mind; they're important. They have this master called Erebus, and it's so far it's like the Jedi and the Star Wars. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about Star Wars, and you're gonna be talking about Star Wars, which is really cool. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful because it's so important. I'm gonna make a second video for that. Don't worry. It's nuts because he's looking for darkness, right? So Sora, he wants to. Sora Keyblade is to lock the door of darkness. It's to lock it, right? They open it, he has to lock it. So technically, the door isn't open, but it's not closed. Right? This is why the artlets are coming out because the door of darkness, I think it's open actually. So Ansem, he knows it's open. He wants to go. He wants to get there. I don't know, to get in, right? When you get in, what it is, the Destiny Island. Surprise! The first game was actually perfect. The first game was phenomenal. Once again, the story is super cool, super emotional. Sora becoming a Heartless to save Kairi, but he's a weak Heartless because he didn't want to be a Heartless. Riku becoming a good guy, right? And then right away, the fun thing is my mom, she brings me one day, she brings me Kingdom Hearts 2. I didn't even know it came out. I was like, holy shit, Kingdom Hearts 2, bro? That's crazy. And the beautiful thing about Kingdom Hearts is like there's a couple of years of them that has been in between Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. In my opinion, Kingdom Hearts 2 is the best game ever. It's my opinion, the franchise. Whereas there's a couple of years in between. I mean, in the story, right? So basically, it's complicated. There's like Kingdom Hearts there's a lot of games. There's Bird by Sleep. There's Kingdom Hearts. There's 358 Days. There's the Chain of Memories. There's the second one, there's the Dream Drop Distance, and then there's the third one. There's the that's pretty much it, right? Which I also all have, right? I have all of these games, so we're Gucci to play for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. So the cool thing about that is it's odd because when you play the second one, right? You're not supposed to know what happened. I'm sorry, look how tired I am. Holy shit. Wakey, dude, you have to work, bro. Come on, stop being a pussy. Okay, so in the second one, you can understand. Okay, so in the second one, you're not supposed to know what happened, right? You're supposed to see. You're playing this new character called Roxas. Like, who the fuck is Roxas? I don't know what Roxas. I don't care about Roxas, right? But you do care about Roxas. And the reason why you care about Roxas is he's directly involved with Sora, right? But then you realize that there's a game in between, and you didn't know that either. The first game is Chain of Memories. So the Chain of Memories, Sora is brought to the temple, not to the temple, sorry, to a castle. The Castle Oblivion. The Castle Oblivion is a castle where you lose your memories, right? And you lose your memories to gain some new ones, right? And the funny thing about the Castle of Memories, the villain is Riku. And Riku is a clone, right? And Riku always tells Sora, you forgot about me, you forgot about me. And he did forget about Riku to some degree. And then we have the other battle, which is Riku. And I never even finished Chain of Memories, but it's a beautiful game. And ultimately, I think the Game Boy Color one is better than the PlayStation 1 2. And we have a emulator that has it. You're gonna be able to play it, which is cool, right? So with Castle of Oblivion, Sora loses the memory, right? But this is actually a plot because we learn about the Organization 13. Organization 13 has a lot to do with 358 Days is Organization 13. Chain of Memories, Organization 13. Organization 13, in my mind, are the better villain. They're the best villain ever. So it's actually really complicated. It's actually really complex because we're going to be diving into the similarity between Kingdom Hearts and even Naruto. So in Naruto, you have this. I have to take notes because this is so good. My sanctuary now, where fears and lies melt away. Music will die. My sanctuary now, hold me. You can't keep Ash. Star Wars. Naruto. Cool. These are gonna be videos I'm gonna be able to put in both. I'm gonna be able to put this in both too. Because this is something that made me the person I am today. Right? Both. Okay, both. Yeah, this is one of the games that really changed me. I have a tattoo of it. Funny thing is, apart from this tattoo, I have 2 tattoos of the game, which is Metroid's Master. That's it. I'm a gamer, right? So the funny thing is, they all have to do with Organization 13. Organization 13 are really hard to understand. From the first game, you realize that there's Heartless, right? The Heartless are basically when people go dark, they have this negative emotion, they become Heartless, right? And this comes to darkness, right? the nobodies are even, in my opinion, I'll be completely fucking honest. I think the nobody are better villains, are better enemies than Heartless. So I think Heartless, there's a beauty in Heartless because it's just darkness. They're just bad guys, right? There's no hope for being bad guys. Nobodies are what happened when a that's complicated. It's really, really complicated. So we're gonna talk about the whole thing. This is really, and again, listen. I don't know. I don't pretend like I know everything about Kingdom Hearts. I don't pretend like I'm a fucking genius when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. I don't pretend like I have innate knowledge when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. This is what I know. This is what I can tell you. If it's similar to you, it's similar to you. If it's not similar to you, it's not similar to you. Right? There's no worry about that. There's no worries at all. Okay. Understand? Understood. Perfect. So the beautiful thing about Kingdom Hearts is that the nobodies are what happened when a heart leaves a place. So the heartless are when people lose their heart to darkness, right? And the heart they go where? The heart goes to Kingdom Hearts, right? The heart of the kingdom, right? And yeah. So then what happened is the nobodies are kind of shell. They got no heart, right? So most of them are aiming aimlessly. And the Organization 13 are a group of nobody, and their goal is to literally. You know what? We're gonna make this mega video. Forget about these two. We're gonna make this mega fucking video. It's funny because okay, we're gonna make this fucking video. Fuck it. We're gonna do one video, time for all, right? So what's going on with them with the nobodies is they're aiming. They want to get okay. So Kingdom Heart is sad. It's like the Akatsuki. So Organization 13 is the Akatsuki of Kingdom Hearts. So okay, if you don't know Naruto, that's okay. I'll explain it. Akatsuki are a group of criminals led by that group together to destroy the world and to steal Tail Beast. Because when the Tail Beast becomes stronger, then you realize that no, they wasn't becoming stronger. They were getting manipulated by it's complicated. I'm telling you, the story of Kingdom Hearts is one of the most complex. It's more complex than Elden Ring. It's more complex than Dark Souls. Trust me. It's so complex that people that are in the Kingdom Hearts universe are not okay. I'm seeing this video. I did a shut up before. We did a video, and we just saw it. We didn't see it, but we thought it was a video of 6 hours released 2 weeks ago. The guys. I don't know. I don't remember the name of the channel, but I about Kingdom Hearts now. I didn't watch it. I don't know if it's good. But 6 hours. I'm gonna be tuning it down for 2 hours, but a lot less details. So the nobodies are just like the Akatsuki. So in the Akatsuki, you realize that one person wanted to use the Tail Beast together, and the reason is the person behind is Madara. Madara is the ultimate villain in Naruto, and Madara wants the Tail Beast because they have chakra, right? Chakra. Listen to this. Listen. It doesn't make sense, but it's gonna make sense. They have all the chakra, which is power, right? To summon the 10th Tail Beast. The Tail Beast, which is his plan, is the World Tree, Yggdrasil. Which you know, Norse mythology, you know Yggdrasil, right? So because he summoned the World Tree, he's able to go everywhere and anywhere, and it doesn't really matter where he is. He's gonna be able to do something great. That's one. Two. What ended up happening, which is really cool, is that what ended up happening that's really really cool. It's a beautiful sunshine outside. I hope we're gonna get this for the rest of the day. I hope we're gonna get it for the rest of the day. Oh, this is way too bright. That's good. So what ended up happening is he's using them. The Organization 13 are convinced that if they get Kingdom Hearts, they'll get a piece of their heart back. They'll be full once again. But in the end, it's Xehanort from the villain from the first game, right? You remember at the end, Ansem, which is Xehanort, Ansem becomes a Heartless, and because Ansem becomes a Heartless, he also has a nobody, right? And that nobody is the main bad guy, so he's using them because he wants to use once again the Kingdom Hearts. I don't remember the reason why he wants the Kingdom Hearts. I don't remember the reason, but there's a reason. And so the second game it's amazing because you got Sora, and it's a more mature Sora, and it's a beautiful game because once again you get more world, you get a better story, you get 2 stories. You get the story for the Heartless and the story for the nobodies, right? And it's a beautiful thing. It's a really, really, really beautiful thing because you realize that the problem with the nobodies is when you kill them, the problem with the Heartless, when you kill them, you create nobodies, right? You do create nobodies, right? Which is fucking phenomenal. You got no idea how good this is. In which ways? So ask himself, should I kill nobodies? Should I kill Earthless? I'm just gonna make more nobodies. Or should I leave nobodies like that? Kill an enemy, let enemy appear. In the Hydra situation. Right? Now, then the good stuff. So the Kingdom Hearts 2, once again, really, really cool. We get Kairi. Kairi becomes a Keyblade Master, which is really important in the story. Kairi becoming a Keyblade Master is not important. Now that there's more Keyblade Master is also important. In the first game, remember I said Mickey had a Keyblade, it was really important? That's kind of the same thing. Kairi had a Keyblade Master, Riku had the Keyblade, right? So they all have Keyblade, right? And what is really, 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 really fucking cool is you get into the stats. Okay, well, this is a big battle, which we're gonna talk about the third one. So once again, the second one, I did a really good recap of it, a really quick recap. Now we're gonna be moving on to the previous title, right? Because there's 2 titles left. right? Until we reach the third one, which is the final one. There's a fourth one coming out, but I'm not gonna play it. I'm not even gonna play it. I don't give a fuck. Then we have to go back all the way to Bird by Sleep. Now, there's a specific reason why we go by Bird by Sleep. There's a very, very, very specific reason, right? So you know the bad guy was Xehanort. You know the bad guy was in the first one was Ansem. The other guy in the Xehanort is the second one. Is a secret regret. Xehanort and Ansem are the same person. They both represent a older Xehanort. But the older Xehanort is a Keyblade Master. So the first Bird by Sleep is a sequel to the Kingdom Hearts 1. So it's the very first Keyblade. So there's a Master Ericus, which is a young Keyblade Master who believes in light. He has 3 students, which are Aqua, Terra, and Venti. Water, Earth, and Wind. Right? Super cool. So there's another Master, which is Xehanort. And now we're going to be talking about Star Wars, right? Star Wars, there's people that believe that it's of the dark side of the Force, which are the Sith, and then you're going to become the Jedi. So the Jedi believe in the Jedi believe in the power of the Force, and the Force is there to put in equilibrium, to bring peace to the world. So the Force being strong, okay, it's complicated. So the Force being there in you means that you have responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. So what happened is, with the people with the Force that are very strong, they're able to fight off people, right? And then there's a Sith that's like, no, the Force is not meant to have power. The Force is meant, the Force is not meant for balance. The Force is meant to have power, right? This whole mentality of that. This whole mentality of that is actually quite complex because you're like, okay, well, I get what you're going for, I get what you mean, but how does that enter in what we're trying to say, right? And that's pretty interesting because at the same time, like, holy shit, this is really cool. This is really nice. I'm seeing the whole story of Star Wars, Kingdom Hearts, Naruto. So to come back, Master Ericus is the Jedi Force, and Master Xehanort is the Sith Lord, right? And then you see, so the problem with Terra. Terra is one of the Keyblade Masters. So there's 3 routes in this movie, in this game. The first route is Terra. So there's an order. There's an order to it, and the order is actually really well made. The first one you have to play as is Terra. So Terra goes through city, right? And he's being tricked by Malicent, just like she tricked Riku. And then there's like a little int. There's like a little int in there. People don't believe me, but I swear to God. Riku is supposed to represent Terra. Aqua is supposed to represent Kairi, and Ventus is supposed to represent Sora. There's a lot of reasons for that. So the first one to go is Riku, and Riku goes in and he's brash, he's impulsive, right? And Terra comes in, he's brash, he's impulsive, and he comes in, he's like, he gets tricked by Malicent, and it's like, yo, you want to beat Xehanort? And Xehanort kind of convinces him, Xehanort kind of manipulates him, because Terra is the perfect soldier, right? And he believes that he has to protect Aqua, and he has to protect Ventus. To do that, he has the power of darkness, and the whole time he's like, I can control the power of darkness, right? Then there's a member of the Organization 13 that's there, and Organization 13 is there to push Terra to do horrible stuff, giving into the darkness, kind of like when Palpatine ordered Anakin to kill what's his name? Samuel L. Jackson, Mundu. I think that's it. Mundu? I don't remember his name. Hold on, just running. Fuck, that's a big problem. Yes, we have these, and then the cool thing about that is, you go in, right, and then Terra becomes the dark side. And then the best thing about it is Xehanort can take over Terra. Now, why is that super important? It is extremely, extremely, extremely important. So Xehanort uses his soul to go into Terra, right? And now we're going to talk about Harry Potter. This is how complex Kingdom Hearts is. You know Harry Potter? Cool. And you know the main villain, Voldemort. Yeah, he has an Horcrux, so he put part of his soul in different people. Xehanort does the same thing. Okay. And he puts his heart into his soul into Terra. So when you're fighting in the first game ends up, you're actually fighting Terra. When you're fighting Xehanort and Kingdom Hearts 2, you're actually fighting Terra, right? That's important. But the best thing about Terra is he has such a willpower that his armor at the very end is able to kill one of the Xehanort, right? Amazing combat system. Amazing, amazing combat system. The Bird by Sleep is possibly my favorite one because just like DBZ, you possibly had to equip skills and you take 1 more space and 2 more space and then you could use them. You also had different style. So if you did some certain requirements, you would activate a certain style. If you did another one, you would activate a different style, right? And that's the way you fight. The more you use them, the better they become, right? And then you had multiple Keyblades. And the nice part about this game was, I think there was like 7 Keyblades for each of the Keyblade Master, right? So Terra, why is important is because he becomes Ansem, right? Now we have Ventus. Ventus is also very special. Ventus is the next one to go. You want to know why is the one next one in the story? Because Master Ericus, Terra runs away. Ventus follows him. And then Master Ericus says to Aqua, bring them back. Which is why there's the order. The order is actually in the order that they leave, right? It's a chronological order. So Ventus, same story. He goes after Aqua. He goes after Terra. And then he learns about the power of the art. He learns about what the terrible thing that Terra did. Which is, again, is the same as Sora when he hears the terrible thing that Riku has done, right? It's like, no, that's my friend. Riku didn't like that. right? And the cool thing with that is there's a point in the story, is a really good point in the story where Ventus understands that he is, oh my god. And I know I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that, but Ventus is kind of the first nobody. So Ventus is actually sort of not an experiment, but okay. So he's sort of an experiment of Xehanort. So Xehanort brought Ventus to Ericus to train him. Now, the reason he did that is very, very special. It's very, very special. So the reason he did that is actually for two reasons. So he knew that Ventus was special. So what he did, he took the part of Ventus. He took the part of Ventus, right? And there's a whole part of Kingdom Hearts 2 I didn't say. I'm gonna get into it. Don't worry about it, right? Do not worry about it. So because it's not important in the two, it's not important in the 358 date, and in the two it's not important. So what is really cool here is that did I talk about the second one or no? I did. I forgot a bunch of things. Shit, that's not good. Okay, we'll come back to it after, right? I'll find a way to bring them back. So the cool thing about that is in the first game I realized that Ventus is an experiment, and that part of his heart is missing. Part of his heart is missing is the dark part. So the dark part is whom? The dark part is a character called Vanitas, who looks like Sora, and Vanitas is the dark side of Ventus. Now he was trained. If he is able to win over Ventus, then the X-Blade, which is the most powerful Keyblade, kind of like the Master Sword and Zelda, and he was able to get the X-Blade. Xehanort was able to get the X-Blade, right? However, if Ventus is able to win, he's able to get the X-Blade. So he separates Ventus, so they both have their life, and then when they're ready to fight, they'll create the ultimate weapon, right? The problem with Ventus is he doesn't have a choice not to fight. He doesn't have a choice but to fight Xehanort. He doesn't have a choice, right? So then we have Aqua. Aqua is also important because Aqua is there's something called the Keyblade Holder and a Keyblade Master. Aqua is the only Keyblade Master. When the game starts, you have a Keyblade Mastery. So who's able to become Master and who's able not to become Master, kind of like a Jedi, right? So basically what happened is Aqua is able to, and Aqua the best thing about Aqua is she's always late. She's always late. So Terra is impulsive. Ventus is following. Aqua is indecisive. So Aqua, she follows. She always comes in, and she always has to face a problem that Terra did. So for example, you do something with Terra, Aqua fix it, right? Then you realize that Aqua realized that she's probably too late for Terra. It's probably too late. So what she does, she has to stop him. She has to stop him. By doing that, she gets infected, right? And Aqua disappear. So that's where it's important. Terra becomes Ansem. Aqua becomes whom? Aqua becomes whom? Aqua becomes whom? Aqua becomes a. It's weird. She doesn't become a heartless, but she brings down and there's a dark side of Aqua, and that's a perfect thing because again we keep on repeating ourselves about the reference between what's that? I don't know what that is. Doesn't matter. Aqua is the only one that has a mastery, right? But she's also the only one that's turned dark. So Terra, he doesn't exist anymore. He's Ansem. There's a huge reveal in Kingdom Hearts 3 where you realize that Terra, Ansem there's a huge reveal, right? It's a huge spoiler. Ansem is using a Heartless, and the Heartless he's using is Terra. So there's a rumor that if you were able to free the Heartless, you were able to free Terra. And what is really cool about that is Sora was a Heartless once, and he became a human. So if you can do the same thing with Terra, get Terra back, right? But the first one also is the Warrior Keyblade, the good Keyblade versus the bad Keyblade wielder, right? So Ventus, what is important? Ventus becomes a character called Roxas. Now, who is Roxas? I mentioned Roxas before. Roxas is a nobody, right? Once again, he's a nobody of whom, right? Nobody of Sora. So Sora becomes a Heartless in the first one, and then there's a nobody called. It's beautiful. It's really, really, really beautiful. Roxas, right? Becomes he becomes the nobody of Sora, right? Now, why is that important? It's actually really important. Because in 358 days, which is a game about you being Roxas, right? You being Roxas and you being... It's complicated, but it's actually kind of easy too. So, you becoming a part of the... It's issue 13, you're the 13th member, right? So you go in and you do all of this mission, right? Then you introduce a character. The character is called Zion, right? Introduce one of my favorite character, which is Axel. Axel is also a nobody, right? Now, Axel being a nobody has something very, very, very special. Very special, right? And we're gonna talk about that later on, which is really cool. Ventus. It's actually there's no way that this is this perfect, but it's actually perfectly written. Okay, so remember when I told you that Roxas was the the nobody of Sora. Zion is also the nobody of Sora, but Zion is an experiment, just like the way they did Vanitas and Ventus, right? There's also the problem with Ventus is she doesn't have emotions. She's a clone. She's a carbon copy, right? Vanitas is a nobody. He's not supposed to have emotion, but he has emotion. He does have emotion. It's like, why do you have emotion? So the art of Sora was so strong, and because he's a Keyblade master, the heart of Sora was so strong that he was able to retain some of the art. Even though there's remnants of the art, there's remnants. There's like it's like a soul. The soul is fighting on. You're dying, but your soul is still there, right? That's actually super important. 28% we're good. We're actually pretty good. So yeah, so this is also important. Now, the most important part about this is you're seeing a character like you see a character like Zion, and Zion she tells, "Why can I cannot feel a thing?" But there's another character that has a feelings, and it's Axel. Now, Axel is actually really important. Really important. You have no clue how important Axel is. Axel is to the story. So Axel, we saw him first of all in Bird by Sleep. Bird by Sleep was a character called Leia, and Axel became a nobody because Leia became a nobody. And then Axel, it's really weird, and this is why Kingdom Hearts is so good. That's also why it's so bad because it's so complex. If I didn't play the game 10 times each, I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't notice, and it's not normal. I know the game by heart, almost by heart, but Kingdom Hearts, I know Kingdom Hearts by heart. But that's why. Okay, so Axel comes in, right, and he has emotion. Like, holy shit, he's a nobody that has emotion. How is that possible? And then, you realize what happened. In the first game, Terra he meets a young Riku on the Destiny Island, and he touches Riku on the hand. And by doing that, he does a passation of the Keyblade. So he's like, okay, well, if something happened to me, you'll be able to be a Keyblade Master. Right? I trust you. So the Keyblade Master are able, the Keyblade, okay, stop kidding. Oh, I don't care. I don't care. The Keyblade, if you're a good Keyblade Master, you're able to pass down powers. You're able to choose people. So I choose you, you're able to wear the Keyblade, right? The Keyblade. So Roxas, sorry, Aqua actually gets to, okay, so it's funny. Remember how I told you that Terra was the first one? Terra see Riku. And see Riku when he see the future, he kind of see the future of Riku, can see the potential of Riku. He says to Riku, you'll be a great Keyblade Master. Now the craziest thing about it is that Riku, just like Terra, has walked from the path of darkness and came back. Right? So both characters are very similar. Now Aqua comes to the Destiny Island, right? Riku comes to the Destiny Island. No, sorry, Roxas goes to the Destiny Island. He doesn't give power to nobody. He doesn't even know about it. And he doesn't even know about it. Which is crazy, right? So what happened? He doesn't do it. Like, Ventus actually gave power to someone. So Ventus, right, he beat somebody called Leia. And in a town called Twilight Town. And he beats Leia. And then, even though Leia lost, Ventus is like, I like you. So he does, he gave the sword, a wooden sword that he used. So him and Terra were best friend, and he used to train with wooden Keyblade, right? So he gave the wooden Keyblade to Leia, right? But Leia becomes a nobody. There's the passation of power. So that's why Leia is able to be a Keyblade Master, right? Right? Now, there's a specific question, and I don't have the answer to that. I think it's a dream just that I don't know. Riku, I understand, is able to hold the Keyblade because of Terra. Why is Sora able to hold the Keyblade because of Aqua? Aqua goes in the island, she sees Riku, she's like, oh, he has a lot of potential. He has a lot of fucking potential. And he's like, oh, somebody, Terra already touched you. You're already going to become a Keyblade Master. I don't need to do anything with you. And then she sees Sora. And he's a sweet kid. He's a really sweet kid. You know the craziest thing? Sora wasn't supposed to be the Keyblade Master. He wasn't supposed to be. Right? He wasn't supposed to be. This is deep story. This is when you go into the deep stuff. But then Aqua felt like he reminded her of Ventus, right? So she makes him Keyblade Master, right? Now what is really important is Riku, right? We're gonna go to, no, I'm gonna wait a little bit, I'm gonna finish with Axel, then I'm gonna get to Riku. Riku is the main character. When you think about Riku is the main character. So, Axel was also able to have feelings, right? Because he was a nobody, right? And then you have the third character, you have Namine. Now who's Namine? Namine is the nobody of Kairi. Now I did tell you that Kairi had a Keyblade, right? Which means that Namine is able to feel emotion. You're right, absolutely, right? Cool. Now, what I didn't tell you is the reason why you started with Roxas, right? You start with Roxas, and this is the most important. So, the 358 days understanding why you have emotion, understanding the deep bond between Axel and Roxas, right? In the second game, Axel comes in and saves Sora, and he's really helpful to Sora. But Sora is the enemy. So, why are you helping me? Because you're Roxas. You're Roxas, right? And it's nice because Sora is getting recovered. He's recovering his memory because he wasn't in Castle Oblivion for so long. He lost his memories. So a character called Ensum, yes, the Ensum, but a good version of Ensum. So you see, that's a problem with Ensum. Ensum was actually a nice guy. So Ensum was a nice guy that became heartless, right? He was a nice guy. And he's able to help him. And the nice thing about it is during the game you find Ensum report, and the Ensum report are telling us, okay, well, I'm starting to feel like heartless. I'm starting to feel the dark side. So yeah, so this is pretty much for 358 days, right? Now I don't know where the Keyblade is coming from. I think it's from Mickey. But I'm not sure. Or I think it's from Aqua. Aqua also went to Twilight Town, and I think she gave the power to Kylie. I think that's it. I'm not sure though. So yeah, then we have the third game. In the third game, I want to talk about how much I hate it. So Bird by Sleep, we have Final Fantasy characters. The first game we have Final Fantasy characters. Second game we have Final Fantasy characters. And I know I skipped Dream Drop Distance, but Dream Drop Distance is a weird game. It's a good game. It's a weird game. So the important part about Dream Drop Distance is recapping in one sentence. Dream Drop Distance is what? Dream Drop Distance is a key mastery exam. So who's able to become a Keyblade Master? Sora, Riku, or Axel? And Axel. Now, remember that only Riku passed the test because Sora is too afraid of the darkness. He's too afraid. So he's too involved in light. So that's why he can't become a Keyblade Master. Riku becomes a Keyblade Master because he has dealt with both light and darkness. Axel has also become a Keyblade Master. The only one I think that failed is Sora. I think he's the only one that failed. I don't know about Kyrie. That's a complete plot of Dream Drop Distance, right? And Dream Drop Distance is also an introduction to the Kingdom Hearts tree, which is basically the Keyblade War. So, for example, Xehanort, which is the first one, Xehanort has placed his soul in a lot of bodies, right? He placed his sword in young Xehanort, he placed his sword in Ansem, playing his soul in Xehanort, he placed his soul in Terra, and he has Xehanort, right? Which is 5. And then they're fighting against Keyblade Warrior. Who the Keyblade Warrior are? Well, technically speaking, the Keyblade Warrior of Light is Aqua, it's Terra, it's Ventus doesn't exist anymore. He became Sora, but it's Sora. It is Kylie, right? It is Axel, right? And it is Riku. 7 Keyblade Warriors. 7 versus 5, right? So then what happened is you go to the third game, and then you have the battle with Kingdom Hearts. The third game I didn't like it. I'm not even going to talk about the story because I didn't like it. So the problem with the third game is, and again, I know it's a disservice, but fuck you, I like the game. If I don't like a game, I shouldn't have to make a video on it. What's wrong with you? So the problem with the third game is Kingdom Hearts was a moneymaker. They waited 13 years in real life to release the game. They released so many games in between because they were making cash. You're right, they were making cash, right? That's a problem. That's a huge problem in the gaming industry. Don't release games just because they're making cash. Release game because you want to release game, right? That makes sense? So far so good? So far so good. Cool. So I had a huge problem with that. I had a huge problem with that. And so far, Kingdom Hearts was always this mixture between Disney and Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy quit the Kingdom Hearts tree. They quit. Yeah. I'll be honest and say I don't. Yeah, never mind. I was gonna say Kingdom Distance. There's still some Kingdom Hearts, and I hate it. And again, a lot of people laughed about it. I was so mad. When you start Kingdom Hearts 3, right? There's a cutscene that says, "Welcome to Kingdom Hearts 2.8," because there were so many parts between. That's just taking the piss. I waited 13 years, and if it was a good game, I wouldn't care. But it's a bad game. So we're not gonna mention it. To a certain degree, I think Dream Drop also is a bad game, if I'm being completely honest. To a certain degree, I think Dream Drop was not good. To a certain degree, I think 358 days is not good, right? The reason why I'm saying that is because it was on DS. The DS has limitation, and it does feel like there's limitation. It does feel like the game is not. It would be better on the PS3 or the PS4. That's the only reason it's not good. The story is good. The events are good. The 358 days is actually really dark. You go in and you're realizing that some people are missing. The reason people are missing is they go into Castle Oblivion. So in the 358 days, right, which is the 358 days is what? The 358 days is the time between Castle Oblivion and Sora gaining his memories back. So you lose a member and they betray him because fuck. So Xehanort comes in. He's like, yo, we're gonna get the Kingdom Hearts to half hearts, right? And then some people understand that Sora has a Keyblade, and because Sora has a Keyblade, he can capture hearts. They say we're just gonna capture Sora, and then we'll take hearts of people, and we'll put them inside us. That's it. Yeah, they take the middleman. The middleman is Sora, which really okay. So it's actually quite complicated. And what I did mention also is Sora doesn't know in the second one, which is the best game. I don't know why, because every time he's killing it Heartless, he's bringing up to the Kingdom Hearts, which is helping the enemy achieve their goal. He's creating Heartless, he's creating Nobodies, he's creating also. It's really good. And then in the second one, what I did mention, I'm going to finish on that because I'm pretty much done with Kingdom Hearts. The best part about this is in the second game, you take people, your friends, you help them. There's one of them that's the Beast, the Beauty and the Beast, right? And when you do the beast, and you see where the organization routine trying to make the beast, yeah, angry. He becomes a heartless and becomes a nobody. That's beautiful. It's really a smart move. And yeah, it's just fun. You're fighting against organization team member, which is really good. Yeah. Chain of Memory is also really good because you play as Riku and you play as Sora. This is the only game where you play as Riku, by the way. And the good thing about that, the absolute phenomenal thing about that is it's a question of your heart. So Riku goes into the Council of Oblivion, understand that he's being a pawn when he's being used to capture Sora, right? Which is kind of crazy. Anyway, love you guys, take it easy. Peace. Oh, before we finish, in the second one, the fun part is I think the second one was released before Chain of Memories. When you reach the end of the second one, you see the castle of the nobodies. And you see all of those gravestone. Like, wait, where are those people? And then you realize that you killed them in the castle of Oblivion. Which is pretty fucking good. Long video finish. Finally, you can relax. You can just chill. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Now, guys. Oh shit.